Welcome to the 50th show of News Karnataka, Womenia, the Woman of Impact. Hi, this is Ananya Hegde. Today we have with us a very special dynamic personality, that is Professor Dr. Zita Lobo. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, to start off with, how excited was your childhood?
Well, as you see, the moment you say childhood, I already am excited about it.
Yeah.
Because I always feel this, a good childhood is always a good. It's a great foundation for a happy and a balanced adulthood, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Us as a family, sort of slightly bigger family. We were 5 children. My 1 brother and 4 sisters to my parents.
Okay.
And my parents provided everything, that for a good childhood.
Right.
And we had a nice huge compound and with plenty of trees. And most of the time when we were not in school, we were on these trees climbing, and all these fruit trees.
Okay.
One thing special I always remember about my childhood is within our compound, there was, this was in Honavar.
Okay.
And within our compound, there was a cave. And to get into that cave, you had to climb a steep, huge rock.
Okay.
And this cave, you won't believe, it was like 20 by 20 feet, huge cave, all carved out. And then there were those small little squares carved out for these lights, to be, probably somebody was living there, or they would have been there for some reason.
Right.
And inside this cave, there was a tunnel. And it was believed that this tunnel was about 5 kilometers.
Okay.
I don't know, someone has to, find out whether it's true. 5 kilometers towards, if you went through the tunnel, they said you would come out of Ram Tirth and Lakshman Tirth in Honavar.
Okay.
So, well, we were not that adventurous, although we were pretty naughty as kids, and quite adventurous.
Right.
So, these, and then most of the time, our house was full of our neighbors, and we had great neighbors, and, festivities, everything was spent in each other's
Christmas
houses. Yes,
nice.
of course. And, most of the time we were either on trees in that cave or in some water bodies.
Okay, that's nice. So this kind of, adventurous childhood Zita ma'am had. So then how was Zita as a student?
As a student, initially I was considered quite brilliant.
Okay.
And, in the initial part, like maybe from 1st till 4th or 5th, I would come 1st or 2nd or 3rd. And then slowly, as the classes progressed, I too progressed in number, in the sense that I went, from 5th rank or 6th rank or 7th rank, it was like that. Okay. So I never failed, but then I don't think I took studies a little easy also.
Okay. Yeah, ma'am, now that, I know about your childhood, I know how were you as a student, you take the career path as to be an academician, right? How did your love towards, academics start?
Academics, even at home, my parents would simply, it was a taken thing that you had to go to school, continue studying, and continue doing, studies was a huge priority in my family. And so as I completed my high school in Honavar, that's Holy Rosary Convent School. And then from there, I moved on to, my parents sent us to various places to study, and they found the best colleges. So St. Andrews in Bombay, and then back to St. Agnes in Bangalore, and then back to SDM College in Honavar, and then I did my PG in Bangalore University. And after that, I joined St. Aloysius College. I was teaching there. I taught 3 years before I got married, and another year after I got married. And then I went to Mumbai University, and I did my PhD there. Pretty soon in life, actually.
So, ma'am, now that you have had, a lot of time to spend with millennials, I can say, right? So students, we'll take it as a students. So what is your perspective on the millennials?
I don't know I don't understand why millennials somehow have a bad name.
Okay.
Somehow, I
Yes,
mean, this is what we get from everywhere. But every previous generation has, something to complain about the next generation. I have a millennial in the house. My daughter is a millennial. My son he's called YZ generation, I believe.
Right.
And then you all have all these newfangled names, Alpha and Z, Y and X and Z, etc.
Right.
We were supposedly baby boomers, or between baby boomers and Generation X, I think. But then, what I have seen is we become a part of all these. That is, we are millennials, this, that, and, but then what I see is with this information technology, that is a great leveler. And I find the present generation a lot worried about, they're worried a lot about their future, their studies. And I don't think they have that kind of, sometimes I would say we had that laid back attitude when we went to college also, we enjoyed.
Right.
Whereas the millennials, as you call them, I feel they're very serious about everything in life.
Right.
So I think they should learn to relax a little more.
I think their parents are also putting a little more pressure, and that's what is making them
something that is. I mean, this is what I noticed. I think the millennials have slightly successful parents, and somehow there could be, the expectations could be too many, on the millennials.
Right.
So that could be a...
Absolutely, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, now that I mentioned regarding your journey with students and millennials, right? So what is your take on their career, youngsters' career?
See, we are in India, and one thing is, I mean, it's an established thing that the demand and supply is not, the ratio is not, not something that can be desired as such.
Correct.
Because we have an education system that doesn't necessarily make the output, that is the students, employable as such.
Right.
For example, it's a known fact that each year 15,000 engineers come are graduates. And where are the jobs? And engineers would prefer to work as an engineer, but there are no, I don't think there are jobs. But then having said that, what I feel is no degree should be considered as, a terminal degree, because you have a career span of at least 2 to 3 decades. So 20, 30 years, you cannot rely on one degree. So you should always, I think the youngsters these days should keep topping up their degrees, and there should be this lifelong learning that has to take place. Correct. So this is very important, I feel.
I think the lifelong, as a learner, learning, or as a learner, that would make us to get, updated with each and every...
Yes, you're always there. You're always in the market, and you're always in the competition also.
Correct. Makes sense. Yeah. Ma'am, you have had PhD from Bombay is what you mentioned, right? So PhD in a topic of feminist critical theory. Yeah. Correct?
Yes.
So what made you to, choose this as a topic, and what did you derive from it?
Well, what I derived from it should get into a series of lectures.
Okay.
But let me be very brief.
In a brief,
To begin with, why I chose this topic was to tell you, actually, my guide, Dr. Rangarao, he was the one who suggested it.
Okay.
But when he suggested, see, all along, as women, as girls, we always have this thing that there are inequities in the society.
Correct.
And at the back of your mind, it's always there. And my mother was one for women's education and all that. And she also kept commenting on things that were happening.
Okay.
If I have the time, I can give you a small example where, there was this lady, a very young lady who lost her husband.
Okay.
A neighbor, our neighbors actually. And she was very young with 2 little children. And then, even in our religion, we have this. On the day of the funeral, this woman was decked up with flowers, her head full of flowers and all glass bangles. And then, of course, she had the karimani or Mangal Sutra, as you call it. And it was there. And I heard that, after for the funeral, I believe all this would be yanked out. And I mean, that's a terrible sight, And my mother went there, and then she said, no, I mean, they were doing all this, breaking the bangles and all that. And then she said, no, you cannot do this. And then, I would call her a practical feminist that way. She said, see, and then they wanted to take out her karimani as well. Then she said, no. She's young, and then you're actually putting this is all this was more like a a symbolic sati,
correct,
kind of. So she said, no, you have to let her keep it because her husband is dead, but she was still married. So why don't and it also prevents people from from looking at her in a bad way, sort of.
Right.
So these kind of things were happening, and so even for me, getting into a deep study was important.
Right.
And feminism, as it is, it's ever since humanity has been there. Feminism has been there as long as women have been there and inequities have been there. Feminism has been there, and as a movement, it was sometime in the some 39 or something, I think that was Mary Wollstonecraft had was the one who started the whole movement with the vindication of women's rights.
Correct.
So this is from there the revolutions began, and feminism, you have the waves, the first wave, the second wave, third wave, and fourth wave, and right now we are supposedly in the fourth wave. And again, there have been at each wave had focused on a different aspect. Initially, it was just the fight for equality in the sense that we men are also human. That kind of thought process was was the most important part there. And then the right to vote and right to properties, etc. Slowly, and today we are here, two women talking.
That's a great experience, I can say, ma'am. Thank you for sharing, for that matter, ma'am. Now that I know that you are not only into academics or with students, I can say you are also helping your husband for his business, right? Of course, there would be some ups and downs, and generally speaking, also there are a lot of ups and downs in life. So, could you please tell us your experience, or how do you handle it?
Yeah, I mean, see, sometimes I wish there was more time. Okay, and sometimes I wish there was a day between Sunday and Monday. To that extent.
Right.
But then we prioritize. One has to prioritize, and while doing that, sometimes some things go on the back burner. But when I prioritize, and when of course when I was teaching in the university, I was in a medical university. I was a chairperson there, and I was a professor, of course.
Okay.
And there was a lot of work, and focus was totally on students, and focus was totally on my academics and research, etc. But then I decided to resign, and then of course they gave me another post, which is chief editor of documentation for the ministry review and all that, external review for the ministry, educational ministry, actually. I did that, but then I also wanted to see how life is between without a job from 9 to 5, out in the open. So, and then at the same time, we have a landscaping company. My husband has a landscape. So I joined as a partner, and so I contribute there also. I work there as well. So of course the family is also there, and I continued doing whatever I was doing, writing, etc. Yeah.
Correct. Ma'am, you also have interest towards languages, right? Training languages, I can say. So how did this love towards training languages start?
See, teaching language literature itself, is a profession that I had chosen, and I literally dived into it. And then when it comes to language training, that again is a specialization of whatever we are doing.
Correct.
So, for example, and these days, whenever people want to go abroad or get into good universities, there is you have to be proficient in the language.
True.
So now that is a lot of, and that is one of the eligibilities, chief criteria, in fact, to get admissions. So, with that, you have the British Council, and then you have the Amit East or the American vendors for this language training.
Right.
So, I mean, it goes on like that. I mean, you have to be, again, as I said, be skilled and upgrade your skills. So teaching, giving workshops and seminars also becomes a part of it.
Right. That's very nice, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, you want to talk about family life versus career?
No, time.
How do you manage?
No, just now
that's what you said.
Finished,
no? Okay. Next is, how do you wish to contribute to society? Ma'am, now that you have done a lot in life, of course, I'm sure that you want to do a little more, because your statements just told me that you need something in between Sunday and Monday, right? So I'm sure you would be dreaming to give something back to the society, right? So how do you wish to contribute to the society, ma'am?
See, everyone, each and every one of us actually keep doing it. Now, right now, what you're doing is also a huge contribution, in the sense that you acknowledge, people, and you call and talk to people, then say that they're doing well. Now, contribution, see, as teachers, as researchers, we've done quite a lot, and it continues. I do workshops still. I do professional training for higher education, higher educational institutions. And then, at the beginning of my career itself, even as a college, I was quite active in my mother tongue, that is work in my mother tongue. I got into a lexicon project, dictionary, Konkani dictionary and all that. And then now I would like to continue, working or contributing towards the Konkani language. And of course, I have lots again to do. I have a lot of, as I said, I have put some things on the back burner. So continue to write, lots of writing to do. And of course, I paint, and I do a lot of sculpting also.
Right.
So traveling. So all these. All these are part of my son. And in the process, whatever we can do to the society and do, keep going. I mean, that I feel is
interesting. And we wish you good luck for it, ma'am.
Because
I'm sure you're not the person who, rest always. I'm sure you are like restless.
I enjoy working, actually.
I got it. Yeah. Ma'am, now that we have had a little serious discussion, so let's have a rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So your first question is that what makes you laugh?
Actually, those small babies, whatever they do, when I see that, I laugh. In fact, I watch a lot of, to relax, I watch a lot of those shorts or videos,
reels,
those small videos of those kids.
Correct.
So, yeah.
That's nice. So what is that one, kiddish thing or childish thing you still enjoy doing?
Climbing trees. I still like, we do that still. Only thing is, the tree has to be a little really sturdy,
Yeah, correct. Ma'am, what is your favorite pastime?
Favorites? Swimming, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And reading. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Which is your favorite Mangalorean food? Like, you can never live without?
Fish.
Fish, okay.
Fish curry and rice.
Nice. In which subject you are really not good at school? Or you hate something in school? Like what language?
Maths.
Okay, what subject? Okay, maths. Okay. So what motivates you the most, ma'am?
When you wake up in the morning, there is the sun and the sky and a day to go.
Right. Okay. Ma'am, what is your favorite accomplishment, I can say?
Several, actually. I mean, although I have to say so myself, there are quite a few. But one particular, and something that surprised me also is, when I joined this university, it's a medical university, 96 students were admitted provisionally,
Okay.
and they all had to be trained in TOEFL
Uh-huh.
or IELTS, whichever it is, they had to pass. So within a span of 4 months, I gave them such a training that they passed. Everyone passed.
Great.
Yes. So
Okay.
that's there.
Wow,
So that
that's-
is something
that's
that
awesome.
surprised me also.
Right. Ma'am, who's your energy booster?
My family, I should say. Because
Okay.
if I start taking names, I think it's going to be a long.
Okay. What is success to you, ma'am?
Success is, by the end of the day, if you're still able to smile and say that was a good day, I think that is success.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
nice. I think I have to ask this question to you because you are into multiple fields and I want to know about you. What do you think about your life, or how do you feel about your life right at this moment?
It's been a good life. There have been definitely ups and downs, but then right now, I should say I'm quite happy with whatever was given to me and I'm grateful to this life also. Yeah.
Ma'am, one last question. What is that one message that you want to pass on to the viewers of News Karnataka through this platform?
Well, I would say to each and every person, never give up. So in life, or no matter what happens, life keeps changing. And I would say, even this storm, it is said, even the storm runs out of rain. So every time you really face very difficult situations, you have to say, this too shall pass.
Correct.
Because times will always change. So I would say this is my and stay safe. Be safe and be happy. That's
Thank you
all
so
I could
much.
say.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. That was
Thank you.
really
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
that
It was
really-
nice talking to you also.
Thank you so much. That was really so kind of you, that you're sharing your experiences and you're making the world to know who are you and just lighten their life. Yeah. We wish you good luck for all your future endeavors. I'm sure you will not rest. You will be restless, I can say.
Till I rest ultimately.
Thank you, viewers, for watching. Keep supporting us. Please like, share and subscribe News Karnataka and News Kannada channels.